Are they honest? Are they dishonest? Are they transactional? Are they trying to get something from us? Do they like us? Do they dislike us? Do they have a mystery? Are they cruel? Are they kind? I don't know how I do it. I don't know if it's spiritual or mysterious, but I know when my characters are speaking without an obligation to serve story, I find a truth in those characters that I would never find if I told the story first. So I'll dictate using this little device called Plod now, which I use. I've never had writer's block since I started using the system. And every writer that I turn on to the system never has writer's block. The only reason we have writer's block is because we feel an obligation to write something and write something well. When we say that we can write something terrible, and I write terribly in my first draft, I mean, the worst stuff you've ever read, then we free ourselves, and writing becomes a journey of discovery rather than a job of reporting what we already know.
On page 7, I want to cry. So can you talk about how that can really trip up a writer if that's how they're writing?
The great example of this is a joke. All of us are tempted as writers to write jokes for a simple reason, that we get an immediate bit of positive reinforcement when an audience laughs. But very often, in fact, most often, a joke subverts our narratives because it's not genuine. It's contrived to squeeze the laugh out of that audience. And it goes back to what I was saying about the 3X structure as well. When our job is seen as performative, that we've got to make the audience do something, then we're writing to manipulate the audience rather than writing to the truth of the character.
So can you talk about that? Because that's very important.
Yeah, it comes from my training in the UK, where the casting there is generally less about who's pretty and more about who's substantive. No disrespect to America or American casting, but it's Hollywood, and very often in Hollywood, particularly in TV, they're casting very pretty people. I have no objection to pretty people, but I'm more interested in complexity. And I think the human face shows a lot of complexity when it's lived a bit. I think a woman becomes more attractive when she becomes older, for example. I don't think someone who is callow and 25, I can see it's porcelain and beauty and perfect. But then suddenly when I see a 50-year-old face that's suffered, that's seen death, seen pain, seen childbirth, there's a beauty in that is profound and resonant. I'm not saying that to be poetical, but it's, again, the nature of the human condition. What's beautiful about it is what we all share. What links us together is the understanding of mutual pain. None of us get out of here alive. None of us get out of here without pain. And if we want to bond one to the other, we can look to each other's pain. All of us have had loss. All of us have fear. All of us have been rejected in love. All of us have, if you're reared a child, the terror of watching a child grow and worried about their welfare. We share these things together. So if you put a face up that clearly has never seen any pain or complexity in their life, how resonant is that ultimately going to be with an audience?